Hi guys, what is going on, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So for today we have a very special guest on board. I know you've already seen him before, but I thought it was about time we sat down and did a little Q&A.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to go straight in with the first question, the most asked question, which was how did we meet? So I would say there was like 2 stages to us meeting, because we were talking for a long time before we actually met each other.
Yeah, it's what 4 or 5 months? Probably
I'd
5
say
months.
nearly 6 months.
6 months we were chatting.
6 months
before
we were chatting.
even met face to face.
That's a lot. That's a commitment in
It
itself.
was. There was a lot of texting, some phone calls.
Oh god,
there was some nervous FaceTimes.
When I think of it, oh my god, how did I do it? Remember our first FaceTime?
I was like, let's FaceTime. You're like, no.
Even now, I still say no to FaceTime.
But I slid is how it initiated.
I was in Marbella at the time and I said it to Victoria because I was like, I wouldn't say I was a man hater, but I just had absolutely no interest in seeing anyone at the time. You could probably pick that up at the start. Like, I wasn't texting people, I was just very much in my own lane. I suppose that's how we first started talking. He just slid in my DMs and I got the go ahead from Victoria. I was like, do you know what, Vicky, this guy looks kind of cute. I texted him back and she was like egging me on in the back, and then we finally met. We met in Dubai.
We did.
This day last year was my flight over to Dubai, and that's when we first met.
It was indeed. I had a boxing fight around about the 2nd of October. And then I was like buying a house and that was holding me off, and you really didn't think I was going to come out.
Oh yeah, I was like, this guy is full of, we ran about meeting each other a lot. But like, I was obviously living in Spain, Alex was doing a prep for a boxing match.
Yeah. I
don't know, it was very back and forth for a while, and I was like, look, I'm going to be in Dubai. If you happen to be there, you happen to be there. And then we just, it all kicked off from there.
I would say since we met, it feels like I've known Caroline for like about 5 years. We fit in about 5 years worth of stuff in 6 months to 8 months.
We did, to be fair. We've done a lot. Like, once we met, we got 5 years worth of memories into the last year, and it's been great.
About 3 days in, I threw out of a plane.
You did? Oh my god, that was our first date. Actually, our first date was like a dinner date. But our first like activity together, he was like, do you want to do a skydive? It was fun though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
We flung me out of a plane, like, that's trust.
We got a Jeep, drove out to the desert, in the middle of nowhere together.
Went for it.
Trusted some random guys to fly us up in the air in this little rickety plane, and then they were like, off you go.
When I think of it now, like, we barely even knew each other at the time. We were like, do you want to jump out of a plane together? Next question kind of ties into this one, and it was, how did you make it official and how did you know it was time?
I'm a bit of a planner, right? So I like to have a bit of a mental structure of how I like to do things. I like to make it memorable, like romantic, these sort of things. So
I am the exact opposite, may I add. I'm very sporadic, like, I'm feeling what I'm feeling and that's it.
I asked Caroline to be my girlfriend in France when we were skiing.
We went skiing, right? But I didn't actually like the act of skiing, so I did everything other than ski on that holiday. I tried it.
You did?
But I had a back injury, guys, and do you know what? The thought of going skiing for a week and having a bad fall and then not being able to train, I was like very much doing my own thing for that holiday. And then one time he was like, let's go up to the top of this slope, and I was like, how the hell am I going to get back down? I was like so argumentative. I was like, no, I'm not going up there, you're going to make me ski back down.
You're going up.
Well, we went up in the end, and we went up to like the top of a mountain. I might actually insert a little picture of us, and yeah, he just asked me to be his girlfriend,
on the top
and
of
I was
mountain.
like,
yeah, it was really
absolutely cute. On my birthday. And then we went up to a place called Folly Deuce.
Yep.
And it was like a big like rave party, and it was so fun.
It's like halfway down the mountain, isn't it? A lot of the time you'll ski up to the top, you'll go off on all these different routes, and then halfway down there's like it's like a rave.
I remember we got this escalator up, and then all of a sudden these doors open. Like, doors from where? I don't even know. Like, it was in the middle of a mountain. It made no sense, but at the time it made sense.
Seshcalator.
It's Seshcalator, yeah, that's what you called it at the time. We went up the Seshcalator just after he asked, and we went in and met all our friends, and it was a lovely day.
It was a really good day.
Does he put the lid down before flushing? Does she mean like put the lid up before you pee?
As in, yeah, do I lift the lid to pee?
And then do you put it down and then flush? Really weird question.
I think my stance is on it.
Your stance?
Yeah, literally my stance. My stance is to lift the lid and then just return it to how it was, because like
I wouldn't want you to close the lid. I feel like you'd have something to hide.
Yeah, we don't put the full thing. Yeah, surprise!
If the lid was closed, I'd be very hesitant to open it.
It's a cool brand.
Stop.
Just return it to how it was when I arrived.
That can't be a serious question. How is living together going so far, and do you bicker more often now?
It's going great, is the honest answer. To be honest, we were spending a lot of like, even though it was long distance, we were spending like chunks of time together, so it always kind of felt like we were together a lot. There's always that there, whether it was at my place or Caroline's place.
It was more like we'd spend a week or two,
Yeah.
or like Bali was like 3 weeks together, and then we go back to our homes. And I feel like it was after Bali that we were both like, nah,
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
The Bali flight took out. I was like, I'm not getting another flight unless you move in. So I was like,
I got a lot of questions about long distance relationship stuff, and guys, this is so embarrassing, like, but people abbreviate long distance relationship into LDR, and I thought people were misspelling RDL. They were like advice for an LDR, which is a long distance.
I've never heard that before.
And I was like, RDL, like, do they not know how, like, oh my god, I'm mortified. But anyway, LDR means long distance relationship, and people asked, did you struggle with long distance before Alex moved to Cork?
With regards to long distance, the communication, it makes it a lot easier. So like we were always in contact. Even though Caroline does like FaceTimes, we're ringing each other and texting each other, and you know, made it easier in that sense. But they're never easy because all you want to do is spend time around your person.
With long distance relationships, I definitely struggled towards the end. Like, I'm going to be honest. Before Alex moved in, I remember at the start when we used to see each other, like we'd spend like a weekend together, or like maybe 5 days, and then come home, and it's like, okay, I'll just like happily get back into my routine. And then we got to a stage where it, like, especially after Bali, when you spend a couple of weeks at a time and then you go home again, I was just like,
you get like used to living with each other, then it's kind of like gone. You're like, oh.
I think both of us, like, we were both quite eager at that stage to just
absolutely.
live in the same place. One tip as well for having long distance relationship is to always have your next trip together booked when you're parting ways.
Yeah, or have a date set. No, get rid of the guesswork, communicate, and
just move in.
Just move in. That's literally what I was about to say.
Which side of the bed do you both sleep on?
Well, Caroline sleeps on my side.
No, I don't.
And I sleep
At
on-
home we have our side.
Yeah,
in
no.
hotels I don't like sleeping on the side that's nearest to the door, because if someone's going to get abducted, leave it be him, like.
Yeah, I always like being closer to the door. But I
Right,
also...
so you can run and leave me behind.
No, I'm going to go and attack the Jeffrey Dahmers.
Oh, stop, don't bring him up. In our room, I sleep on the right hand side of the bed, but in hotels it varies. Actually, do you know what's been happening recently? I fall asleep on the couch every night, guys. It was honestly 8:30 p.m. last night, I think.
Yeah.
Was it?
Caroline wakes up and she'll act as if she's been awake for the full time and say a sentence as if but what, you know, I don't really like his opinion. Like, there's nothing on the what
No,
do you
I
mean?
don't.
You
I
said
do that?
something yesterday.
No, I'm trying to pretend I wasn't.
Yeah, it's not like I doze off there. It's like
I don't know why, guys. That was way too afraid.
amount of cricks I get in my neck because I think I'm like, what?
Guys, when we came back from Bali, the whole sleeping thing, right? When I was in Bali, I didn't sleep. Gonna put out there, I did not sleep because there was lizards everywhere, and they scream. One thing I learned, right, is that the lizards in Bali, they scream. The male lizards scream to get the female's attention, to show that they're not afraid of us. They try to assert dominance, and they find our leftover pizza, and they scream to tell everyone that they have it. So when I came back, but when we came back from Bali, our first night, Pablo was in his bed and we were in our bed, and I could hear like Pablo licking his paws. I was literally on the other side of the room, like pinned against the wall. I was like, Alex, there's a fucking lizard.
She erected. I'm deep sleep. Like when Caroline wakes me up, I'm so delirious as to what's going on. She's going, there's something in here. I'm like, yeah, it's your dog.
Oh my god, we got very carried away with that question. But basically, I sleep on the right side normally, but if we're in a hotel, I sleep on the left. And most nights when we go to bed, I feel like every couple can relate that you have a little bit of a cuddle, like maybe even just a toe touching a toe, and then we both flip the other way.
Caroline takes my body heat. She gets what she needs, and then she's like,
get Alex to pronounce Irish names. First one.
Kaomi, and then it's not going to be that. So I'm going to say it's going to be something like Neve.
Neo. That's a completely different name.
You honestly, right? What is it then?
It's Quiva.
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 With an M and a H.
MH is V in Irish.
Yeah, right. So what's the A in the O and the I then? If
E.
A-I.
A-O-I is like an E sound, like Ifa,
Right.
Quiva.
So why does it start with a C then?
Queeve.
Q.
Okay, next.
Oisin. That sounds like... I'm so sorry if I'm offending you, but it sounds like a sauce, like
Oisin.
like
Like an oyster.
Oisin. Oisin.
It's Oisín.
Oisín.
Or yeah, you could pronounce it Oisín or you could pronounce it Oisín. It depends on
Okay.
what part of Ireland you're from. Okay, next one is a good one.
It starts with an S, ends with a H, and it's got A-D-H-B in the middle. So Sarah? I don't know.
Where? Oh, it's Saiv.
Sive. I've never even heard that as a name though. Sive.
Okay. A lot of people don't even know that we have our own language.
I didn't
Like-
really, to be honest. When
You're only across the water.
Yeah,
Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Do you want to have kids one day?
absolutely.
Yeah, I was literally just going to say, I actually can't wait. I can wait.
Surprise!
I can wait.
It's something I really look forward to at some point in my life. A little like 50% you, 50% me, legging it around.
It's going to be trouble. Please do the best impression of each other's accents. There's a couple of words, right, that I laugh at every time. One word is carbonara. Carbonara.
Carbonara.
No.
Do it
like,
again. You said
Carbonara.
carbonara.
I don't know why you sound like a woman.
Carbonara, yeah.
No, we both speak English. There is a bit of a language barrier sometimes.
Yeah. Say Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Say again?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Caroline.
Caroline. I much prefer how he says it. It sounds much more grand. Carbonara.
Carbonara.
Question for Caroline. Were you hesitant to share your relationship at the start? I had an idea in my head that my relationship was just going to be for me, that I didn't want to share it with the internet because I wanted it to be just us and like have more privacy and stuff.
Precious, isn't it?
It is, to be fair. And honestly, for months, a lot of people like didn't know. They were like making wrong predictions of who was seeing who in like our friend group. So I think we played it well at the time, but in the end, guys, to be honest, you get to a point like where we're living together now, and my happiest times are when we're together. Like we travel together, we train together, we do everything together, and I'm like, if I want to hold that back from my YouTube family or from my Instagram family, it's like a huge part of my life that I feel like would be hidden. And that's not what I'm about. I wouldn't say I ever felt any pressure. At the start, I just wanted to make sure that it was for me and that I was truly happy. The only reason I would share it is because I'm comfortable with it. Yeah, now I love sharing our stuff together. Like, this is why we're making this Q&A. I'm like, we needed this so that we can push forward all the questions. Okay, on that note, we're going to wrap up the video here because we have a dinner reservation in like 30 minutes. I think we got through enough for today. We can always do another sit down vid. If you have any requests of things you want to see, then just leave them in the comment section, and of course we'll take note. I hope you enjoyed the vid. Finally, he's been on the channel before, but like we never really did
an introduction.
Yeah, many more vids to come together. Just give us some ideas in the comment section and we'll get on them. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
It's been a pleasure.